tonight gassed out.
We spend very healthy six figures on fuel every year.
How flip-flopping prices at the pump are impacting Manitoba's summer. Also tonight, racing to control sunlight.
Comic book villain plots.
The experiment leaving space and Earth scientists flabbergasted. And later, you don't always have to keep your eye on the ball.
I'm going to do this if that's where the ball is.
Where blind golfers are hitting the green.
CTV News. Live from downtown Winnipeg with Taylor Brock.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Has the cost of filling up got you down? Well, according to a new CAA survey, rising gas prices are forcing many Manitobans to rethink how they drive, travel, and spend the summer. CTV's Joseph Bernacki explains.
In the middle of a busy summer, staff at Greenblade Lawn Care fill up from these tanks nearly every other day.
We spend very healthy six figures on fuel every year. Certainly this year it's gone up quite a bit.
And President Tim Muse says those costs could keep rising. After fertilizer and wages, fuel is their biggest expense. He says 50 trucks typically service 1,000 properties per day this time of year.
Your three biggest expenses are increasing substantially because of what's going on with events in the world. It's hard to start passing that. That results in a big hike for your customers. And of course, they don't want to see it. Nobody wants to see it, but we have no choice. We're going to have to.
Take a look at gas prices recorded on July 3rd, compared to 1 month later here at the same station on August 5th. Diesel pricing in Winnipeg has also spiked by more than 40 cents on average. Muse says Greenblade is slowly switching their fleet over from diesel to gasoline. Analysts at GasBuddy, however, say there could be some relief in sight if a new deal between the U.S. and Iran is reached this week.
We could see gasoline falling 10 to 20 cents a liter, and diesel prices could be falling very similar or slightly more than that 10 to 20 cents a liter. But there's still a lot of uncertainty.
Dehaan says attacks by Ukraine on Russian diesel refineries have also driven up fuel costs. As of Wednesday, the Canadian average for gasoline is 174.8 and diesel 218.3. Manitoba's averages remain close to that, clocking in at 174.7 and 209.6 respectively. A recent CAA Manitoba survey says these summer prices are forcing drivers to reconsider their habits and road trip plans. The survey found 6 out of 10 Manitobans are changing how they drive.
35% say that they are driving less for everyday needs as a result of these prices. 23% are cutting spending on other things, and another 23% are reducing or eliminating activities.
Joseph Bernacki, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Now, gas prices could spike again next month. The federal government could raise the federal fuel tax back to 10 cents a liter for gas and 4 cents a liter for diesel after a temporary suspension. The union representing Winnipeg transit workers is spitting mad after one of its members was allegedly stabbed with a needle.
A driver this morning, he was driving his bus en route, and when he was stopped at William and Isabel, a passenger just came up before getting off the bus and literally stabbed him twice.
James Van Gerwen, the president of ATU, says it's just the latest violent transit incident reported to the union. Van Gerwen is calling for fully enclosed shields to be installed to protect drivers. A statement from the city of Winnipeg says since 2017, it's spent more than $9.6 million on transit safety. It says shields will be included in its 2027 budget submission.
Our drivers are frustrated. They're feeling unsafe, and it's going to affect the amount of members we have to drive the bus.
Winnipeg Police tell CTV News it's aware of this morning's incident and will be providing further information at a later date. A liquor mart in Gimli got quite the surprise yesterday afternoon when a truck drove into the building. It happened just before 2. RCMP say a 73-year-old woman who appeared to have possibly suffered a medical incident drove into the building. 2 people were on scene who were treated by paramedics. An exterior wall was damaged, but repairs were done overnight, which allowed the liquor mart to reopen today. No charges have been filed. 3 high-profile downtown Winnipeg buildings are up for sale. The Colliers real estate listing offers the Somerset Building and Metropolitan Entertainment Centre for sale separately or as part of a campus package deal along with the Radisson Hotel. The properties are currently owned by Canadians Corporation. No price is given in the listing, but the city has assessed the Radisson's value at $22.3 million. The Somerset is assessed at $9.7 million and the Met at nearly $2 million. Another candidate has entered Winnipeg's mayoral race. Zachary Uminski is the 10th person to officially register their candidacy. Uminski is an electrician by trade who was born and raised in Winnipeg. Among his list of priorities is addressing homelessness, speeding up housing projects, and supporting the city's firefighters. Election day is October 28th. The water bus is back on the river for the first time this year.
We always need to wait until the water allows us to offer the water bus.
Winnipeg Waterways says that was delayed this year because of changing water levels, debris, and strong currents on the Assiniboine River. Now that the river is settling, it's launching the service this weekend, connecting Corden, the Forks, the Exchange District, Norwood, and Taché Dock.
It's been coming down. It's come down consistently, and it's finally at a point where we can reliably offer this service.
This year, the service includes a larger boat, allowing it to carry more people. Along with the hop-on and off water bus, Winnipeg Waterways is also offering a scenic boat tour service, which has been traveling on the river since the spring. A community event rooted in a royal visit is returning to St. Pierre-Joli. It's called the Frog, Follies and Agricultural Fair. The family-friendly event includes the return of a beloved softball tournament. It also features live performances from acts like Al Simmons, Les Barn Boys, and a Fleetwood Mac cover band. But the highlight is, as you can see, the Canadian National Frog Jumping Championships. According to organizers, the tradition began with a frog jumping competition, which was created to impress Queen Elizabeth II when she visited in 1970. Since then, the event's grown into an annual tradition that brings in thousands of attendees.
For the frog jumping competitions, we'll go out and pick the prime frogs from the ditches around St. Pierre-Joli and Audubon. They'll take care of them and hold on to them until we're ready for the competition. And then people sign up and they get their chance at jumping a frog. Now the jumping part, the frog does 3 leaps, and it's whoever has the most distance that wins the competition.
The fair kicks off tomorrow at Carlin Park and runs through the 9th. And the Adult Frog Jumping Championship leaps into action on Saturday at 2 p.m. For a full schedule of those events, head to frogfollies.com. And here's our first look at tonight's weather. No good way to segue into this one. 19 degrees right now. No, the camera is not doing any frog jumping. It's a little windy out of the west-southwest at 17 kilometers an hour. We're going to be seeing a partly cloudy sky overnight. Right now, pressure is rising with humidity at 64%. Tonight in Winnipeg, we will be feeling temperatures drop to 15 degrees Celsius. We could, however, still be feeling some strong wind gusts throughout the evening of up to 50 kilometers an hour. Tomorrow morning starts off at 17 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud.
This is like comic book villain plots or something like that.
Later, giant mirrors are going up in space. Experts say the American company's project is destined to disrupt nature as we know it. It sounds like science fiction, a giant mirror in space illuminating the night. But that's exactly what a U.S.-based company wants to do. And as CTV's Danton Unger reports, the project is causing concern.
Delivering sunlight on demand with a constellation of satellites. That's the goal of Reflect Orbital.
With control over sunlight, solar energy can power the world forever.
The U.S.-based space startup says its satellites will be able to transform into giant mirrors, reflecting a 5-kilometer wide beam of sunlight that could illuminate disaster response areas, boost the agricultural sector, and energize solar farms after dark. It hopes to have over 50,000 satellites in orbit by 2035. wildlife.
This is like comic book villain plots or something like that.
Manitoba Museum Planetarium astronomer Scott Young is not shy about his concerns with the project.
So this will completely kill astronomy, not just amateurs who just love looking at the sky, but also research astronomy, because one of these satellites going over a big telescope will pretty much fry the camera.
Those concerns extend beyond the world of astronomy.
The risks really seem to me to outweigh any possible benefit.
Danielle Pahoud, the director of the U of M's Lockhart Planetarium, worries these solar spotlights could impact human sleep and health, create more light pollution, and throw off nocturnal wildlife that relies on the night sky.
Nighttime as we know it will be gone, and it will have a devastating impact on our ecosystem, and it's all interconnected.
Reflect Orbital tells CTV News it's committed to ongoing dialogue and has commissioned third-party research on the impacts of its technology, including environmental impact assessments, adding its service will be targeted and customers will require permits to receive it. It seems the world may soon see at least one of these satellites in action. The U.S. Federal Communications Commission has given the green light to test this project, and Reflect Orbital plans to launch a satellite later this year. Danton Unger, CTV News, Winnipeg.
An update now to a story we brought you earlier this summer. We're learning tonight the provincial government is threatening to appoint an official trustee to the Hanover School Division to enforce the mature minor doctrine. Now, under it, youth 16 and older are automatically assumed to have the maturity to make medical decisions for themselves. In June, Hanover trustees unanimously voted to stop honoring it. The decision sparked pushback, with some arguing it robs young people of the ability to make their own healthcare decisions. In a letter to Board Chair Dallas Wiebe, Education Minister Tracy Schmidt said while school divisions do have the authority to develop their own local policies, those policies must comply with existing legislation. And Schmidt says the mature minor doctrine is enshrined in the Public Health Act and is upheld by common law. She went on to write, quote, "Your presumed knowledge of your legal and constitutional responsibilities would lead a reasonable observer to conclude you pass this motion at best for public attention and at worst to pick a fight." And, quote, "We encourage you to focus on the education of children in your division and leave the healthcare policy development to the healthcare experts." CTV News has contacted Hanover School Division for a response. We are still waiting to hear back. However, in a written statement shortly after the board passed that motion, Chair Dallas Wiebe said the board heard concerns from parents regarding trust, communication, and transparency, and those principles were important to maintaining public trust in the education system. Today, the federal government is announcing Winnipeg will be home to a brand new medical countermeasures lab.
A $267 million national facility that will strengthen Canada's capacity to develop vaccines, therapeutics, and diagnostic tools.
The facility is going to be built next to the National Microbiology Laboratory on Arlington Street. Folks working inside the new facility will be given the heavy task of finding ways to treat public health issues before they become a crisis. Officials say this new facility won't be an industrial-sized assembly line for producing vaccines. Instead, it'll be making small batches to be sent out for further testing.
They need high quality products to be able to use to go into that testing, and there just isn't much capacity available in Canada. So that's a real roadblock in Canadian researchers moving their ideas forward. And so this facility is unique in Canada in that it'll help alleviate that problem.
A $10 million design contract was awarded to Winnipeg-based Architecture 49. It's aiming for design work to be done by 2029, with construction starting the following year and eventually wrapping up in 2033. It only took 2 days of storms in Manitoba and Saskatchewan to cost the insurance industry more than $840 million. According to the Insurance Bureau of Canada, the losses from storms on June 9th and 10th over these 2 days. Tornadoes, hail, powerful winds, torrential rains, and flash floods battered both provinces, and it doesn't appear to be an anomaly. The Bureau says both the frequency and severity of extreme weather has increased in recent years. Officials say the surge in claims are putting pressure on the cost of insurance premiums, adding, while we can't control the weather, we can control our exposure to it.
And so that means building in the right places and in the right ways and keeping development out of high-risk areas. It means investing in climate-resilient infrastructure. Our cities face hundreds of billions of dollars of infrastructure deficit that has to be remedied.
The Bureau says when building in high-risk areas is unavoidable, community-level mitigation measures should be required, and it wants building codes and construction standards strengthened to ensure new homes are built with resilient features. Hundreds of new concerns related to fallen, damaged, or dangerous trees were reported to 311 over the weekend as high winds Sunday caused additional work. The city says it's received more than 1,300 related service requests since Thursday. Crews are prioritizing the most dangerous situations, like those where branches or trees are blocking roads or have fallen on houses or vehicles. One Folklorama pavilion is going the extra mile to keep you coming back. The India Pavilion is boasting a rotation of nearly 4 dozen unique performances, meaning you're unlikely to see the same show twice.
That is experience of like if you're walking in a pavilion, especially in the India Pavilion, you can feel like you're visiting in India in a short period of time. You can have a flavor of the different cultures.
And you can experience the various cultures of India yourself all this week by heading over to the India Pavilion at the Pembina Curling Club near the intersection of Pembina Highway and McGillivray Boulevard. We'll have more Folklorama coverage later in the show. This mysterious path has suddenly appeared at a UK castle. We'll show you why and what it was used for. Plus, breezy with a sprinkling of rain. We'll show you how long the lovely weather will last. Still to come in your complete Skywatch forecast. Tonight's Skywatch photo is a beautiful bird's eye view of downtown Winnipeg with a rainbow right in the back there. Thank you to Troy for sending this one in. You can send your weather photos to winnipegweather@ctv.ca. Well, we've got plenty of opportunities for rainbows, not just here in Winnipeg, but across Manitoba over the next day. As you can see behind me, there is a good chance of showers, possibly even a thunderstorm tonight as well as tomorrow across Manitoba. While things are going to be fairly dry overnight, particularly in the southern half of Manitoba and much of northwestern Ontario. Not quite the case for northern Manitoba, including the Paw and Flin Flon. We're also keeping an eye on this system here. Well, let's be frank here. Potential monster is going to be pushing into Manitoba tomorrow afternoon, bringing with it a chance of a severe thunderstorm, particularly late afternoon in areas including the Paw and Flin Flon. Here in Winnipeg, things will remain fairly dry. However, there is a chance of some showers, actually fairly similar in northwestern Ontario, very late tomorrow afternoon and early evening, as things to the north, though, continue to be quite wet and rainy. We are expecting you folks to need your umbrella at least for the next 24 hours, if not longer, as we could be seeing even more showers continue for folks on Friday and going into the weekend. Taking a look further north, as mentioned, we could be seeing that thunderstorm potential and showers tonight and tomorrow, including in Thompson, where temperatures could reach a high of 16 degrees tomorrow for you. And again, Flin Flon and the Paw, that risk of a thunderstorm tomorrow with a high of 16 as well. We are seeing a few clouds in the sky tonight in Brandon. However, tomorrow, cloudier. There is a risk of showers for you folks. A little more likely, however, in Swan River, where there's that potential for a thunderstorm. Hot tomorrow here in Winnipeg and the Red River Valley as we all reach a high of 28 degrees with the exception of Barons River, a high of 25 expected tomorrow. Ontario, well, Kenora and Fort Francis also quite hot with an expected high of 28 degrees Celsius with a chance of some rain that we saw a moment ago. Taking a look over throughout the rest of the week, though, very wonderful and pleasant temperatures in the mid-20s with a lot of sunshine. Recent hot and dry weather in England has revealed the outline of a lost 17th century garden beneath a lawn. The decorative patterns at this house show the remains of the garden designed in 1699 for the first Duke of Devonshire. It features paths and ornamental planting designed to complement the newly completed front of the house. The patterns may fade when wetter weather returns, but for now they offer a temporary map of the estate's past.
After I became blind, I would do all the sports I could.
These golfers are proving you don't need 20/20 vision to hit the green. How they're doing it next. Young golfers had the chance to hit the links and learn the game of golf today in Ottawa. CTV's Dylan Dyson shows us just what these athletes are facing in an already difficult sport.
Also, you might know more than me.
Keep your eye on the ball. It's sound advice for golfers if you can see it.
I'm going to do this, if that's where the ball is, okay?
For 14-year-old Ollie Acosta Pickering, it's all about feel.
As a person with no vision, I normally use a lot of my sound and touch capabilities.
On Wednesday, Ontario Blind Golf hosted a golf camp for visually impaired kids excited to learn the game.
We want to make sure that kids have access to as many sports as possible, even though they may have various disabilities. So with vision loss, we're finding ways to adapt the sport.
Today's purpose is to get them to learn how to hit a ball, which they never had.
Professional blind golfer Kevin Frost has tunnel vision, which looks something like this, making a difficult sport even tougher.
When I hit the ball, I don't see where it goes. I look back at my guide and he said, oh, it's in the fairway or it's in the trees.
But today isn't about putting the ball in the cup. For Ollie, who went blind at the age of 8 due to a rare form of blood cancer, today is about pursuing his passions.
I decided that after I became blind, I would do all the sports I could to just try and kind of hold on to my original life of doing all kinds of different things as a sighted person.
Now I'm going to try hitting some with these tunnel vision glasses that Kevin says is how he sees every day and while he's playing golf. I clearly need to practice the feel for the sport that Ollie is addicted to.
Once you get the good feeling of success, it just kind of can't really go away, and then you just want to keep doing it.
Dylan Dyson, CTV News.
No shopper enjoys high food prices, but at least they can enjoy this song.
But every time I visit my local grocery store, every week the prices are up a little more.
Kevin Westphal is the Kitchener, Ontario musician behind Food Inflation Blues. He got the idea for the song during a conversation with a grocery store manager. McPhail is known for his tongue-in-cheek takes on current issues. He calls his songs an attempt to drive change with humor. Coming up, a whirlwind of Ukrainian culture. We'll take you inside one of Folklorama's most popular pavilions, and we'll break down tomorrow's forecast next.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by Essentique Spa Salon.
A hot day tomorrow in Winnipeg with temperatures reaching a high of 27 degrees in the afternoon as winds pick up with gusts of up to 50 kilometers an hour. There's also a risk of showers or possibly even a thunderstorm in the evening. Temperatures could feel as hot as 31 with the humidity. Visitors at Folklorama's Ukraine Kyiv Pavilion were being treated to traditional dumplings, a farmer's market, and more this week. We'll leave you now with those sights and sounds from their fast-paced dancers. Thanks for watching and good night.